Now it's recording.
Practice run. Okay. So let's do the 2-minute reviews from the Gates Foundation.
Okay.
So whenever you're ready, I'll time you.
Awesome. Let's get. Hi, my name is Sophia, and I'm a representative from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. We are an organization based in Seattle, but we work on both a local and a global level. Currently, we are very focused on eradicating various diseases, specifically polio, and we work with other organizations such as the World Health Organization, UNICEF, and Gavi Alliance. This has allowed us to expand our reaches even further into the very difficult to reach communities. Part of our mission is, of course, eradicating these diseases through vaccination, specifically polio, as I mentioned. Our view is that with these vaccinations and knowing that they are high quality vaccinations with single use needles, we have been able to make a really big change in the world. And it has allowed for a lot of research to come up. We've been able to expand our knowledge of what these communities need, and we've also worked on various other things such as providing water and basic needs. So it's not just the vaccines that we've been helping with. We really have been trying to change things up.
Great. Thanks for that. Let's hear from the member 3, the family member who doesn't want to have their child vaccinated. Whenever you're ready.
Okay, so the article that we all read was about how they're forcing children in the family to get vaccinated, or not, they're gonna get either incarcerated or killed or legally punished, or that they're gonna be threatened. So I thought that this goes against our respect for autonomy, because for my perspective, I believe that we should have the right to decide if I make my children get vaccinated or not. And I think that the government and then the foundation should support our decision without threatening us. And also how, because vaccine also might lead to side effects that we watched in the video. So I feel that in my position, the foundation should respect our autonomy for not getting vaccinated. And also it applies to the principle of non-maleficence, that they shouldn't intentionally create harm or injury to us. As I said, vaccine may lead to side effects, and also by threatening us and incarcerating us, it's also harming us. So I think that it also goes against this principle. And also it goes against the principle of beneficence, because it says that healthcare provides have a duty to be of a benefit to the patients. For us, we believe that vaccination, not getting vaccinated, is the benefit. So I think that in general they should support our thinking. Yeah.
Malawi. Yep. Thanks for that. Let's hear from the member from Malawi. Whenever you're ready.
Okay, so from the viewpoint of a public health official, from someone from the government of Malawi, people need to understand that everyone needs to be safe from diseases, and in order for everyone to be safe, they need to be vaccinated, so we can actually get rid of these diseases and save as many lives as possible. And the basic ethics principle of beneficence here outweighs everything, because it involves the preservation of life, and life is held in extremely high regard. So if there are those that are unwilling to receive immunization, there are several things that can happen. So they will be left vulnerable to several diseases and can end up getting sick from these diseases, or even can die if they're deadly. And also, if they end up carrying these diseases, they can end up as like disease center that can kind of spread to anyone else who is unvaccinated. And lastly, if you are a carrier of the disease, you're able to keep the disease from living and increasing its chances of survival, or maybe even ensuring it. and some information, some undeniable. According to the World Health Organization, immunization has saved 2 to 3 million people, and prevented 2 to 3 million deaths each year, and it's stopped infections like meningitis A, and global measles, and its mortality up 79% since 2000 to 2015. So yeah, thanks.
Okay. Thanks, Malawi government. I guess now we'll do some like questions and kind of discuss the viewpoints a little bit. So I can kick us off with a question, or if anyone else has a question, that's fine too.
Go for it.
Okay. Do you have a question?
No, I was saying go for it. Ask your question.
Okay. I'm the reporter. So, what are in terms of the Gates Foundation? So, what are the goals of your organization in general?
Let me read your mission statement.
Okay.
Just because every organization should have one of these. So here we go. Guided by the belief that every life has equal value, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation works to help all people lead healthy, productive lives. In developing countries, it focuses on improving people's health and giving them the chance to lift themselves out of hunger and extreme poverty. In the U.S., it seeks to ensure that all people, especially those with the fewest resources, have access to the opportunities they need to succeed in school and life. Based in Seattle, Washington, blah, 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 blah.
So do you believe that the ends justifies the means in terms of the the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation? And like in terms of bioethical principles, if you get the idea of like long-term beneficence is violating the idea of non-maleficence for people in the short term and holding them at gunpoint justified if that's part of the process of achieving your ends?
Personally, I feel like the organization would deny that claim that people were held at gunpoint. Everyone who accepts our vaccination is accepting it willingly, and we don't do such things. As Ben said, we are part of what is preventing those 2 to 3 million deaths a year, since we're one of the largest organizations out there for focusing on this. We are working along with the other giant organizations, feel that we're really making a difference, and we're not there yet, but we're not violating any principles of bioethics.
So you would think that UNICEF and the WHO would be supportive of your actions in Malawi?
We deny putting anyone on. We admit we sometimes are a little bit forceful in our methods, but nothing that would break a principle of bioethics, such as beneficence and yeah.
Thanks, Gates Foundation. I might come back if we circle around with questions, but team member 3, the family member who does not want their child vaccinated. How old are your children? Just make that up.
They're 2 years old.
At that age, they aren't necessarily like aware of the religious convictions that might be driving you to decide not to give them vaccinations, and they might still want the best shot in life. Is it not justified to grant it to them if they don't necessarily agree with your religious convictions?
As my religious convictions, I think that it should be also applied to my child, because I think that it will help them in the long run, because vaccinating would go, because she would eventually follow our religious beliefs. So if she violates it in a young age, I don't think she'll be happy with it when she grows up, because she violated their belief that we believe, and she will believe it eventually. And so I can ask her when she grows up, but right now, as I have to take care of her fully. I think my religious belief should be implemented to her, and she shouldn't get vaccinated, because it also may lead to side effects. So right now, I don't want to vaccinate her.
So how would you respond to other parents who are also concerned about the health of their own children? Like, how would you justify your child not being forced to get vaccinated and their child getting sick as a result of it?
First of all, I know that first of all, people around me have similar religious beliefs, so they agree with they resonate with my belief, but other people don't understand why we don't get vaccinated. But I think I understand their perspective, but I think they should also understand our autonomy for not getting vaccinated.
Thank you, parent. The last one's team member 4, so the public official from the Malawi government. Hey, Ben. Is it... So in the article, it says that... in the Malawi Voice article, it says that one member of the Seventh-day Apostolic Faith decided not to get their child vaccinated, and so they were sent to prison. Is it okay to use measures treat it as a criminal offense to not vaccinate a child? And why would you justify that as a government?
Using the ethics principle of beneficence, we want each of our citizens to have the best healthcare, or not best healthcare, but have the best chance of them surviving, and we can ensure that through vaccinations. And it can be justified sending someone to jail, because if they're not willing to receive vaccination, they're willing to put other citizens in harm.
Okay, thank you. And let me see. Would you agree that beneficence and maleficence might mean different things for different individuals? So whereas you as the Malawi government and an organization like the World Health Organization might say it's best to vaccinate a child, a parent like team member 3 might disagree with that. So what if the definitions of beneficence are different? Would that still justify coercing a family to get a vaccine?
So are you saying that receiving a vaccine could be harmful towards someone?
Yeah, if someone believes it's against the principle of beneficence. So why does the principle of beneficence outweigh the other one? Because they have different viewpoints.
Just show them the several statistics that vaccinations show that there aren't very many people that have died due to vaccination causes or been harmed. There have been for smallpox, for example, there was only 2 out of 1 million people that actually received the symptoms for smallpox or actually was harmed by it. And these statistics show that vaccinations are more beneficial than harmful in the long run.
Thank you. Min, how would you respond to that principle?
For us, in the short run, and also the long run, because there are going to be people like me who believe that vaccination shouldn't be enforced. I believe that it goes against the beneficence, because it's not ethical to just incarcerate and threaten people till death and get legal punishments just because they believe that they shouldn't get vaccinated. So I think, for my perspective, it outweighs the other, because it's not only the short run, but like as time passes, although time passes, there are going to be the minorities and people who are going against vaccinations. So yeah.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone else have any questions? Yes, for each other. Maybe the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. I'll ask you another question.
Okay.
So how has the international community, or like, how do you think they would respond to your actions thus far?
I personally think the international community is really grateful for our actions. I feel like our work has been very cooperative, where it's something that many organizations are partaking in today, where we, first of all, we work with other organizations, and then on top of that, we work with the local communities to make sure that what we're providing is actually useful. On the vaccine side, we believe that like vaccines are always useful because it helps the community as a whole to be vaccinated. So that way it helps, as part of our focus was the health of the people, especially in developing nations. These vaccines provide an extra boost. It's like an extra boost that we don't need to then send doctors to help with and to worry about people dying or the kids. Yeah.
For sure. It's a good preventative measure. So do you think that do you think that this is like an imposition of your own like values as like Western values as the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation upon certain like religious groups that might disagree with vaccinations? And how would you explain that to them?
You know, that's a very valid question. And something that we do is like, we're not gonna break any laws. So when we introduce a new vaccine to a community, it is they're thoroughly informed about what the vaccine is, what they're preventing, and like any potential side effects, just like your doctor here. How your doctor will give you a little fact sheet and give you some time to think about it if you need, or give it to you right away if you don't need time to think about it.
Okay, thank you. Should we keep going with questions, or how is the time?
How long did we record?
It doesn't tell me how long we've been recording for.
Because it's almost 8 a.m. So,
yeah.
Well, PST. So why don't we do like a brief overview of, I guess, like our own opinions? So stepping back from the positions of the team members, like maybe just quickly what we actually think about the situation in Malawi.
Awesome. I can go first. I guess I know it's really important to respect religious beliefs and values. And I think it's a little different in Malawi, where people like actually have the valid beliefs and values to not be vaccinated, unlike here where the US, where people are like, oh, I saw this one study and have decided like I'm never vaccinating, and I don't actually have a religious belief to back this up. That I think those kids need to be vaccinated because of herd immunity. Like I feel like it's important to save the number that can be immune, that cannot be immune, for important cases like the real religious, the like beliefs and the real people who just cannot be vaccinated. I think it's important to keep that number minimal, but leave it for those who truly need it. And in Malawi, if that's the case, then I guess we'll just have to. I think there's. I don't know. I think there should be a coming together of each side.
I agree. Anyone else?
Okay, so I agree with Sophia because personally I'm a pro-vaccine because I believe that vaccine should be everyone, like most of all the people in the community should be vaccinated. So I thought it's not fair for people who were vaccinated but get the disease because the other isn't vaccinated. But I think for the Malawi, this particular case, the threatening and the incarceration was, I think, too much for not getting vaccinated. So I think it's important not only for the foundation to stop threatening, but also for the people who were really against the vaccination. Think of kids who got vaccinated, but they get the disease because their children did not get vaccinated.
For sure. Ben?
I mean, yeah, I agree with what both you said. Just something to like add on. For the principle like of autonomy, I think that's something that should really be respected, especially when speaking in because if someone's religion, if they do something to like I don't know threaten their religion or go against their religion, it kind of takes away their personal values, which can kind of like demoralize them or like even make them like I don't know like not want to I don't know but yeah I think like the main point is that autonomy should really be respected, but I also agree that vaccinations help like communities and societies as a whole, so that is also something to consider.
I agree with all of you guys too, in that it's important for as many people as possible to get vaccinated. And I also agree with Sophia in that this is kind of a special kind of situation because these parents, I think in the article, they said that they literally left the country because they didn't want to get their kids vaccinated or something. So clearly they have very strong religious convictions. And maybe if they think that it clearly violates their autonomy and maybe they think that their child can't have like afterlife or something because they're getting vaccinated. I don't think that people should be forcing parents at gunpoint to get their children vaccinated. I just think it's pretty extreme, and I kind of doubt that the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation actually did that. But yeah.
Okay. Anything else we need to? It says the meeting's ending in like 8 minutes.
I think that's like the maximum time, but the recording can only be around 20-ish.
Okay. I didn't know that. Okay.
I think we covered everything.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Okay.
That went pretty well.
I'm going to attempt to stop the recording now.
Okay.
I don't know how to stop this. Okay, I'm going to Google how to stop the screen recording. I can't tell if it's if we need to go through something else, we can go through that.
I think it's pretty much done. Is it possible to like crop the video?
But was it being recorded?
Yeah. I just don't know how to stop it.
Shouldn't there be like a stop button somewhere in the corner?
I know. But I'm not.
Do you have a Mac?
Yeah. It's just this bar, or I can screen share.
gonna Google that too.
Yeah.
See
I
how
think
there's
I should
that
Google
bar? See this? This is what's being recorded.
Okay.
And I keep pressing stop.
Is there?
See how I can't?
Isn't there like?
Because I am screen recording.
See on like there's like something on the right side that looks like a stop. Like there's like a cloud with
Oh.
a cross button. Is it